Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be doing a 9-0 challenge guide for the new Masters Special Challenge. So I think it's a little bit wrong in the graphics. I believe there's there's only going to be 9 games available to play, and I believe there are 4 losses. So you'll be getting some star points, I believe, and a mega box at the end. I'm not totally sure on the rewards, but I think it'll be pretty decent, as well as a bunch of skins coming into the game as well. So really exciting stuff. I'll be giving you guys all the best comps and tips and whatever else. So if you don't want to miss out for future challenges as well, make sure you subscribe for all the content, and also make sure you're using the credit code in the shop. Mine will be greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the guide. All right guys, so heading into the first map of this challenge is going to be Brubo Backyard Bowl. So the comp on the screen is going to be by far the best combination to use, the Bell and Stu and Crow. So basically Bell is going to be really good against aggro compositions and just also a really good sniper right now. She can just be good as an alternative, as I said. If you get like one shot on the mid, a lot of times you can literally get a rebounded shot onto the lane, and then it's going to bounce on the mid again, and you guys know it just causes havoc as soon as you hit like one shot with Bell. She's over really good. Her marks as well, her super, it's going to make it so you can just destroy tanks really easily, or high HP brawlers. Just a really well-rounded brawler in the middle, and you can also put a lane if needed. So also Stu, I think basically everyone must have Stu, right? Stu is still super OP in the meta, and especially on a map like Backyard Bowl, you can put his gadget really far back, and what it allows you to do, yourself and the mid brawler is able to get that extra speed. It's going to help you in your engagements a lot more. So I definitely recommend Stu, just really versatile altogether, and especially you can use both star powers, but I would say the Gas Hill, you can cause havoc on the map. And then for me, I know a lot of people probably won't have Crow, but if you've got Crow, he's so good, especially if you get your slowing toxin on a couple of the enemies. You can slow them down, allow for your sharpshooters to do a lot of damage to them. You've got to make sure you're getting value out of those gadgets. So good alternatives if you've not got Crow. I think Jean can be played as a mid or a lane as well. I know he's a mythic brawler, but I think most people will have a Jean unlocked. Other than that, there are some other alternatives that could be slightly more risky. I've got the likes of Ruffs on the lane. I think 8-bit can still be pretty decent on this map. If you haven't got Bell unlocked as well, because not everyone's going to have Bell, maybe you can go for like a sharpshooter in the middle, like a Byron or a Piper, depending on how you feel, or that Jean in the middle. Also good lane alternatives, you perhaps best off using even like a B down the lane, could be pretty decent as well. But yeah, I don't think you need to worry too much about compositions on this map. Backyard Bowl in its roots is actually pretty hard to score on, and a lot of times in competitive games or in Power League or what, even on ladder, I can really struggle to score on this map. A lot of times you have to get a team wipe to even score on this map, so you might be leading to overtime in a lot of these games. So if anything, I think the longer range brawlers are going to suit you a lot better, especially leading on to the fact that, as I said, it's really hard to score in normal time, unless you got like a wall breaker. You could perhaps even use like a Brock, something that breaks open a wall, because you can just get one chance with that wall breaker. You're going to be able to score a lot easier. But yeah, this is going to be Backyard Bowl. I don't think this needs to be too many more explanations. Honestly, you could actually just throw my comps out the window for this first map. If you was even half confident, you could literally just use your comfort brawlers, and you'll be having a decent time on the first set. So that's going to be set number 1. Let's hop into set number 2. All right guys, so now moving on to the second set, which is going to be triple dribble. So for triple dribble, I probably recommend one of 2 combinations. So in the middle, I normally opt for a Tick or a Barley. Either or are really good, just kind of depends on what thrower you prefer. Like Tick is going to be better for zoning and that spam, but Barley can just be a little bit better against the more aggro brawlers and just a bit more of a comfort pick in my opinion. So either throw is going to be really good. A lot of the times people opt to use like a B or a Bell in the long lane. So the long lane for this side, as obviously triple dribble isn't symmetrical, so it just depends on which side you spawn. But going down a long lane, Bell or B is going to be really good, and also a bit of an off-meta pick. I don't know if you guys are going to be comfortable with it, but honestly, I think Rico is an amazing choice on the long lane, especially with the new gadget. I think he's slowly coming into the meta, and a lot of people are going to be realizing how strong he actually is. So if you want to go with Rico and you're good with him, he's super solid on this map. And then also down the close lane, the lane with the 4 tile boxes, the 2 of them, as you can see. I would rather opt for a Ems or a Surge. So It can be really up to you. So if you think you're going to be facing a lot of tanks, I think Ems is going to be the better option. Also, she has a little bit more HP than Surge, so she's got more presence and more pressure on the field. But Surge overall is going to be better against like control brawlers, better at scoring goals as well. And as long as you're taking opportunities with his TPs, you're going to be having a good time with Surge. And then, yeah, I don't think there's really many more you can switch out. Maybe you can put like a Nita down the left, or like a Sandy down the left, maybe. But I think those brawlers are just going to be the box standard for triple. That's basically what pros play in scrims and whatever else on this map. But if you're looking for a different style triple dribble, because I think you could get away with this, but you kind of have to make sure you get the game over quickly. It's Poco double tank. So I don't really like Poco double tank too much on challenges like this, because a lot of times people run like Tara, Ems, like tank counters pretty heavily on a map like this. And also I didn't actually mention Tara's actually a good alternative as well down the lane. But yeah, Poco double tank can be really strong. I think like Poco, Primo, and like a Bull or a Frank or a Jackie, something like that. Definitely Poco, Primo, and something else. You can just run through the opposition, but you got to really make sure that you score in that first engagement, else it's going to get pretty messy. So yeah, I would recommend the other combo that I said first, but Poco double tank can be a good alternative as well. All right, guys, so moving on to the third and final set, we're going to go with Pinhole Punt. So Pinhole Punt, a really nice map. I'm glad this one's back in the rotation. It's a really simple map. It's really easy to understand. You've got the mid with a bunch of bushes, and then you've got the lanes, which the lanes are quite exposed. You can easily get a pinch on the lane as a mid brawler. But for me, I think the number one mid, well, there's actually one or two mids which can go hand in hand. But for me, I think B is the best mid, but Belle can also be a good alternative as well. One of the two going to be the strongest. Jean can also be okay, but I think from playing a lot of Power League and Ladder, I think B and Belle are going to be the most dominant, because with B, although she doesn't scout like Jean, she's going to pack a punch. Like, you can literally get one shot, and then obviously once you get that loaded shot, you're going to have 2 chances to hit a 3k, and it's just going to help your lanes out a lot more. If you hit a 3k on your lane, they're going to easily win that lane. So like a brawler like Tara, if we're going to go from like 4k HP to like 1k HP with one single 3k shot. So that's why I just really enjoy being on this map. But anyways, but speaking about the mid too much, so they're the 3 mids that I recommend. Going on to lane now. So I think the strongest lanes by far on this map are Tara and Ems. I just think they're so valuable in terms of everything in Brubo. I think this is safe brawlers that people go, well, pro players go, and have been for such a long time now. But Tara and Ems, there's not really a lot of brawlers that can counter them, and the fact that Ems and Tara are really good against tanks as well, which are very dominant in this meta, I think it's a good alternative. So yeah, use one of those brawlers down the lane. Also good alternatives again. I actually like the Nita pick. Nita's pretty underrated because Nita deals with Ems and Tara pretty well. Sandy also finding his way back into the meta. Also a good counter to Tara. If you're facing a lot of Tara, Sandy can be really good, especially with the new gadget as well. You should be able to win your matchup a lot of times if you use that gadget correctly. Also good alternative picks down the lane. You've got the likes of Surge and Rico can be pretty decent. Stu, he's just good pretty much everywhere right now. And also, if you're feeling a little bit fancy again, Rico can do absolutely work on this map. I know not a lot of people are too comfortable playing Rico, but honestly, if you're half decent Rico, you can 1v3 on this map. It is so insane. But honestly, I think it should be good on this map as well. I think it's pretty simple. Again, it's kind of easy to understand how to actually pinch on a lane and whatever else. But yeah, also I will be live streaming doing this challenge on a bunch of accounts for a long time on the main channel, probably a few hours after this video goes live. So if you want to get carried, make sure checking out my live stream, because I'll be helping as many of you guys out as possible. But yeah, these are going to be all the best combos. All right, guys, this is going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one. So not really the longest guide, but for sure the best tips and combinations that I could give you guys 100%. These are the best combos, and you should be having an easy time if using a team with these brawlers. I think even really bad players, I'm not saying you guys are bad, but I'm just saying like really bad players should be able to win this challenge with these combos. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. As I mentioned as well, I will be live streaming this over on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. I'll be streaming for a long time, chilling with you guys, and I want to help you guys get as many rewards as possible. Yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.